The Philippines and China have agreed to establish more open lines of communication to prevent tensions from escalating in the West Philippine Sea. Chinese Foreign Minister Qin Gang met with top officials including President Bongbong Marcos, who is set to fly to the U.S. in May for a meeting with President Joe Biden. PNP Chief Rodolfo Azurin Jr. will be retiring from the police force tomorrow, but still no word yet on his possible replacement. And in UAAP Women's Volleyball, the NU Lady Bulldogs and the Adamson Lady Falcons booked their Final Four tickets, leaving just one slot open for the semifinals. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your weekend. I'm Riza Diaz. Chinese State Councilor and Foreign Minister Qin Gang had a full day in the country yesterday, from a meeting with Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo to a visit in Malacanang. Qin and Manalo met early Saturday at the hotel in Manila, where the DFA Secretary reaffirmed the Philippines' adherence to the One China policy. Manalo also expressed concern over the tensions in the Taiwan Strait. He added that issues over the West Philippine Sea should not define the relationship of the Philippines and China. Meanwhile, Qin went to Malacanang on a Saturday afternoon to pay a visit to President Bongbong Marcos, and the Chinese minister agreed to open more lines of communication to prevent escalating tensions in the West Philippine Sea. The Philippine Embassy in Egypt is looking to evacuate Filipinos caught in the ongoing clash in Sudan. Camille Samonte with the report.
The Department of Foreign Affairs confirmed that a Filipino was hurt amid the ongoing clashes between the military and paramilitary group Rapid Support Forces in Sudan. The injured Filipino was hit by a stray bullet but is now in good condition.
Ang nangyari, nasa labas siya, tapos yun, nataptisan ng baril, pala. Ngayon, dinala siya sa ospital at magaling na raw siya. Ayaw niya masyadong publicity daw kasi nga illegal siya Pero yun nga, siya lang ang alam namin na injure.
With this, Filipinos in Sudan are advised to stay home, as the Philippine Embassy in Egypt is finding ways to conduct land evacuation.
Mag-alkila ng mga vehicles, papasok ng Sudan, ida-drive sila papuntang Egypt. That's about 10 hours away. Pero hindi namin sinasabi sa mga sa mga Pilipino na pumunta sa isang evacuation center.
Based on the latest data, there are more than 400 Filipinos in Sudan. The Philippine Embassy in Egypt has received 86 requests for evacuation and repatriation from Filipinos who are affected by the ongoing violence in Khartoum, Sudan. Of them is John Deza, who lives near a military base. He says they are now running out of food supply and there's no electricity.
Mga aeroplano po, sinunog po nila. Ayan po yung ano po dito. Medyo hindi po kami okay kasi wala pa pong lumalapit sa amin mga tulong. Wala pa po kami ditong mabilang pagkain, tubig, kuryente po, wala po lahat. Sarado po lahat.
Aside from this, they also need to be wary of looting residents.
May mga ibang lugar na nagluluting na sila, pinapasok nila ibang bahay. Meron ng ibang lugar na gano'n.
Pinagnanakawan na sila.
Pinagnanakawan na yung ibang bahay.
Yan ang kinakatakot namin kung yan ang gagawin sa amin na papasukin na kami dito.
At least 350 people have been killed while more than 2,000 people were injured amid the attacks. Sudanese army and the RSF had agreed to a 72-hour truce. The ceasefire could provide a crucial window, not just for aid distribution and medical care, but for foreign governments to rescue their citizens stranded in Sudan. For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
In other news, the Philippines is seen as one of the fastest growing construction markets in the next 15 years. According to research, growth in the construction sector in ASEAN and in some Southeast Asian economies is pegged at about $800 million, twice that of the United States in the same period. This growth is being attributed to rising population and rapid urbanization in countries like the Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia, India, and Bangladesh. Researchers also credit these governments' push for public-private partnerships for infrastructure development. Just last month, the National Economic and Development Authority approved 194 infrastructure projects worth 9 trillion pesos. NEDA says 45 of these projects will be financed through public-private partnerships. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. National Police Chief General Rodolfo Adolfo Azurin Jr. will be retiring tomorrow, but so far there has been no update yet on who will likely replace him. Azurin took over the helm at the PNP in August of last year. He is the first PNP chief appointed by President Bongbong Marcos. Azurin described his 9-month tenure as a roller coaster ride after dealing with cops with alleged links to illegal drugs. In recent months, Azurin found himself at odds with Interior Secretary Benhur Avalos over the issue with narco cops. The change of command ceremony and retirement honors for Azurin is set tomorrow at Camp Crame. The NU Lady Bulldogs and Adamson Lady Falcons bagged their final 4 spots at the UAAP Season 85 Women's Volleyball Tournament. The Lady Bulldogs made short work of the winless UE Lady Warriors in just 73 minutes. Meanwhile, the Lady Falcons finally rose from a 9-year semis drought after outpacing the University of the Philippines. NU and Adamson are both bidding to take the last twice-to-beat advantage. LaSalle earlier secured the first Final Four spot. Meanwhile, UST and FEU will be fighting for the last semi spot later today. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.